Okay, quickly, I'm changing my mind about this whole thing. I want to have medallions. So what you do is you cut the now you have a nice medallion of lamb. It'll look better on the plate. And what you do with this, we're going to saute this, put some water, make a little stock, and have a little sauce to go underneath. It's a big procedure, but it'll be worth your while. So in here we have all the lamb bones. And we're going to brown this up on a high flame with mirepoix. And we're also going to put in there some of the rosemary, not chopped up, just thrown in there. This is going to be the sauce that'll go under the medallions. And you'll have a nice flavor just from that little bit of bones there. Because it's only 2 portions that this rack of veal gives you. I would do this part of it the day before, because you need some time for this to cook. You have to put water, you have to let it simmer for a couple of hours, and you should be able to draw flavor out of that. And also I'll put in there couple of bay leaves, I was going to make it just with the lamb on the bone, saute it, and just put a little like melted butter from the pan over it. But you know, if you really want something with flavor, you have to do it like this. So this process here, all you have to do is brown everything that's in there, and it's going to brown quickly because it's on a high flame. I have to put on my exhaust fan or the alarm will go off. That's enough watching this. Brown everything up, cover it with water, and let it simmer for about 2 hours. So there's all the lamb, and there's the minced up fresh rosemary. That's a tablespoon measure, and it's almost full. So first we're going to sprinkle some rosemary. You don't need a lot. Rosemary is very strong, and besides, you know, there's the stems of rosemary are in that stock that's boiling, and actually that is plenty. So that's about 3/4 of a teaspoon. Just press it in, and that is the last that my fingers will be touching that. Next, the simple thing: flour, eggs, and breadcrumbs. You just want to dust it in flour, which means like so. Shake it off. Put it in the egg. After the egg, into the panko breadcrumbs. Now you could use your hands, but I like to keep my hands clean in case I have to do something else at the same time. And there you go. Do all the pieces like that, put them on a plate, and just wait. Now into here, look how far down I let it reduce, almost to nothing. I'm going to pour it into a fine mesh strainer, a chinois. You're only looking for enough juice to go for the 2 plates. So what you do is, you just taste this little bit that you have in there. It has a pleasant flavor of lamb. You have 2 choices. Either put this on a plate just the way it is, or put a drop of cornstarch in there so it'll lay in the plate and not look like just water. So we're going to make a little cornstarch mix. I put a teaspoon of cornstarch in here and a teaspoon of water and smooth it out with my finger. And I'm not going to use all of this. I'm just going to add some of it and stir it. What they told me years ago, never use water, use wine. But I don't have enough time for the wine, for the alcohol to cook out. And that looks like it might be enough. Just has to come to a boil, and that's it. You know when a sauce is done, the thickness is correct, when it kind of coats the back of a spoon. This is good enough because we don't want this is sitting underneath. The breadcrumbs will absorb it, and that's just fine. That's good enough. We'll push this off to the side. So that was about a half a teaspoon of cornstarch with a half a teaspoon of water. Very simple. Now next thing we're going to set up and cook the lamb. Now from this point on, I'm going to let the film run. Take the lamb. Now you could use butter, but the butter will brown. You could use olive oil and butter. So if you use straight olive oil, which I'm doing. Some of these pieces are going to cook faster than the others because the rack of lamb is not evenly round all the way. One end is always thicker than the other, and if you would take the bones off first, which I didn't, then you could probably make 9 slices out of that size lamb, which would have been 3 pieces per person. You could serve 3 people, because as you see, some of these pieces are thicker than others. That's a moderate flame, just as long as you see those bubbles from it cooking. Now you can eat the lamb like medium rare, medium. A lot of people don't like it too rare. Some like it without color. No matter how you do it, this stuff is nice and tender. This is Colorado lamb. This is not from New Zealand or what you get in the supermarket. You have to go to a nice butcher to get some good lamb. The stuff that's cryovac in the supermarket, it's not that great. And you can serve this with, if you like mint jelly, you can serve it with mint jelly. I can put some mint jelly into that little bit of sauce that I made. But not everybody likes mint jelly. It's not a cheap meal by far, but it's tasty. I've always roasted the lamb, sliced it and eaten it. This is like the first time I'm doing it like this, but just the fact that it's breaded like that, and it's going to be a little crunchy on the outside, and it won't have that heavy lamb taste because of that. So I think this is going to work out well. This piece right here will be the first piece to come out because it's thinner. That's a nice, but that's going to be crunchy, very nice. That piece too, that'll be the second one to come out. It's only going to take another couple of minutes for these two pieces here. Sometimes you have to turn what you have in there because even though it's a non-stick pan, it doesn't distribute the heat that evenly. So you move things around a little. And then when you press down on it, it's coming out very soon. So I'll be having this for dinner tonight. Just a little bit more oil. That helps it crisp up a little. I'm using extra virgin olive oil. That's what I use, olive oil, when I do anything, even if I make dressings. It's a little strong, but if you like it, which I do, that's done. Put that piece on a plate. So that's my dog. He heard something outside, and we'll see what it is. Now this piece is coming out. So it doesn't take that long, actually. That's going to be nice and crunchy. That's very rare. You know, it bounces. That's rare. That's rare. And this one is firm. See that? So we're going to take this one out. Actually, if you put the three pieces on a plate like so, that would be enough for a dinner. So I would take it off the bone first, completely, and then make 9 slices. You get more for your buck that way. Okay, so I'm going to shut this film off. So if you see, not too much give. That's done. That has a lot of play. That has some more. This is coming out next. to be nice and crunchy. And if you're not sure, so you take a piece out, you cut it with a knife, look at it, put it back if it's too rare. No harm is done. It's not that easy to know and feel a piece of meat that it's ready. Next thing you're going to see is the finished plate. Now that's a nice portion size. So you take the sauce and you just drizzle it on the outside. And then what I'm putting on here, it's not in the recipe, but I just happen to have them, some fresh green peppercorns. Nice and spicy, and they are chewable. And then you can finish it off with a little chopped parsley. And you have plenty of room over here for your vegetable and starch. I hope you enjoy.